Hi sir.
Afternoon.
So to start off with, as you're a Derby fan, what are your thoughts on the sacking of Hassall?
I was surprised by the sacking, mostly because most of the talk from owners and people had been that they wanted to give him time to be patient and all these sorts of things. So it wasn't something I thought they would do. I thought they might wait till the end of the season and make their minds up. However, having considered the money that was spent, the amount of pressure that was on them and expectation and results over Christmas and things like that, it's perhaps not quite so surprising. Managers have been sacked for similar runs of form, so it perhaps wasn't surprising in that sense. I didn't think they'd do it.
So next question is, how do you think Derby will do this season? Do you think they might get to the Premier League?
I think they can get to the Premier League. I think it'll be through the playoffs now. I don't think they'll. I think they're too far away from automatic promotion to do that. I don't think they're playing well enough. I would think they'll finish 4th or 5th, which would be a semi-final, perhaps against Brighton, who they have beaten before. So maybe a trip to Wembley and wait and see.
Do you think Darren Watt will make an impact?
I don't think he'll make a long-term impact. I think he's done a very good job with the under-21s, but has perhaps not got the experience needed to run the first team squad, especially with the size of that squad now, the money that's been spent on it. In the game since he took over, I wouldn't say a lot seems to have changed. We still seem to be playing a fairly similar system. So I would be surprised if he makes a particularly significant impact between now and the end of the season.
So if you were Derby manager, what changes would you make to the team?
In terms of the team, I'd be tempted to possibly try a slightly different system. I think on Saturday against Huddersfield, Tom Ince played very well, where he was able to get him inside, not perhaps always out on the wing. I'd be tempted to try a diamond in the midfield. So play 2 up front, so Chris Martin and either Blackman or Russell or Ben, someone like that. With Tom Ince playing as number 10 at the top of the diamond, I would probably play Butterfield and Bryson in the centre midfield with George Thorne, if he's in form and fit, as a holding midfielder, Jamie Hansen if Thorne's injured or something like that. The back 4 of Olsen, Christie, Shackle and Keogh is fine, Carlson in goal. But I'd possibly change the system in midfield.
Okay, so who do you think our best players are?
I suppose sometimes it depends on your criteria. I think the 2 most perhaps talented and creative footballers at the club are Will Hughes and Tom Ince. Probably the best all-round footballer would be George Thorne. The people most effective at their jobs, people like Shackle and Chris Martin, have been perhaps the people who are the most consistent performers. So Jason Shackle's probably the most consistent, top quality performer. Chris Martin's had the biggest impact, the amount of goals he's scored over 2 or 3 seasons now. In terms of talent though, Will Hughes and Tom Ince are probably the 2 best.
So our last question is, who do you think will become our new manager?
My gut feeling, as the reason why they have not appointed somebody earlier and want to wait for the end of the season, is that they possibly have their eye on someone who's already in a job, so they want to wait till the end of the season where it's easier to move people from one club to another, things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Gary Rowett, because he's done a very good job at Birmingham now. He's played for the club before and things like that as well. I wonder if they'd see him as a good fit. So he's a candidate I wouldn't be surprised to see. After that, it could be anybody. Warburton from Rangers, a lot of people have said. He did a very good job at Brentford, so they might be tempted by someone like him. I think it's very difficult to call. Probably more difficult because they're waiting until the end of the season, so you get a situation where there could be other managers that lose jobs and change jobs and things like that, so different people might become available that you don't think of as being available now that might be in the summer. I know lots of people, say for example, have talked about McLaren coming back because there's a chance he might get sacked by Newcastle, things like that. I would be surprised if McLaren came back because the owner is the one who sacked him in the first place, so I'd be surprised if they brought him back. But things can change quite quickly, so I don't think anybody knows who's going to be the manager. Maybe one person knows who he thinks he might want, but he's not telling him.
Thank you, sir, for answering my question.
No problem, thank you.
Hope you have a good time at Derby on against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it's the Forest game next.
Yeah.
Always looking forward to that one. Well,